God was doing and what he was up to. Especially going from a 30-second commercial. I'm having my life and my career to make all of these unexpected turns. Oh, I'm a model, I'm a model. No. Not only are you a model, but you're going to get 2 deals with 2 of the biggest brands ever. Tommy Hilfiger and Guess. Favor on your life, go. Okay, whatever that means. I've heard I was ugly my whole life. I never heard you sexy, you handsome. None of that shit was going down for me personally in the hood. So all of a sudden I'm a model? It's the most confusing thing in the world. Here's the other pivot. Your first movie ever, you're not gonna do a movie with some D-lister, some random dude who's got a camera in his backyard. He just wanna put you on camera because you handsome and you sing and you selling records. My first movie was with John Singleton, the most legendary, iconic black filmmaker, writer, producer other than Spike Lee. Y'all may look at all the black and brown and Asian directors that are happening now. Literally, it was probably 2 black filmmakers, maybe 3. That's it. So I not only do my first film, but I end up doing it with John Singleton. It was not about how much money was made in the box office, because technically, Baby Boy as a film actually bombed, because I had released all my songs and my singles, and then I was like, well, look, man, you put me in the movie. If I got fans over here in music and they love me and they support me, they gonna come over here and support my movie. That wasn't the case. So the success of Baby Boy actually happened more so when it went on DVD and when they was playing it 5 times a day, every day on BET. So how is a film this successful and yet it didn't do anything in the box office? Because my mother has always said, all you have to do is be your authentic self. If you're sad today, talk about it. If you're inspired by something, talk about it. If you don't want to do something anymore, figure out a way to get out of it. If you have a random thought and nobody around you agrees with what you want to say, what you want to do, how you want to go about getting shit off your chest, be yourself. Be your authentic self. Because somebody else's success and their connectivity is going to be based on how hot they are, how many records they've sold, what they're doing in the box office. And that is a miserable life, to have people to only fuck with you because of how successful you are at something that you're doing. I just want to tell y'all over and over and over again, I never claimed to be the biggest star. I'm just me. Sir, I'm just me. And being, yeah, the slippers are already in their car. I put them in the front seat. So all y'all have to do is understand that the Lord Jesus Christ created you as an individual. You may have been born into that family. You may have lived in that neighborhood. You may have been homeless in the foster care system, raised by, family members with addictions and abuse, verbal, mental, emotional, psychological. You may have dealt with levels of warfare that when you start telling people about the things you've seen and you've been through, you're such a good guy, they look at you, or a good woman, and like, it's impossible that you actually got molested or went through anything that dark and that crazy, because look at you. Everything that happened from the moment that God said, it's your time. Everything about my life, from the moment that my life started, God had his hands on me. I was a marked man. so marked, so much favor in and around my life and career that even when I have went above and beyond to try and fuck my own life and my career up, God still comes in and goes, man, just shut up. I got you. The definition of God's grace is when God gives you what you don't deserve. I'll say it again. The definition of God's grace is when God gives you what you don't deserve. You know that job that you got where they paying you all this money? The person who was overqualified for the job never got the job. You got the job. You were able to cut and line. Man, I ain't do my first movie till like 15 years after I was acting. I went to school for it. I got a degree in theater. And then you got some random motherfucker playing basketball in the hood and end up being casted for a starring role. Wasn't interested in acting, didn't have a passion for it, didn't care for it. Just playing basketball, just walking up the street being himself. Trying to understand who God is should be a mission that we all have for the rest of our life. Because in most cases, if you pull out your calculator and you try and add it all up and try and make it all make sense, it doesn't make sense. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. So in spirit, why am I here?